Japan is a pretty safe country. Nobody's gonna stop you to rob you, but what can happen to you as a foreigner is that police can stop you for doing these 13 things. Let's go! Number 1. Riding a bike. Now you might think that I'm fool, that I'm crazy, but I'm gonna tell you why I put this thing in this place. I'm not saying that just by riding a bike the police might find you suspicious. I mean that in Japan, thefts and robberies are rare, but they do happen, and bikes are among the most common things that are stolen. So if you look as a foreigner, and of course are a foreigner, they might stop you to make sure that that bike is yours, that you got the papers, etc. I'm gonna add this. If you are poorly dressed and your skin color is darker than a Caucasian person, if you look either black or Southeast Asian, there's a higher probability that the police might stop you. Number 2. Skin color and appearance. I'm gonna get into this. If your skin is darker or if you look Southeast Asian or black, there's a higher probability that the police might stop you. As you are seeing right now, a police officer anonymously told that he was trained to do in the police academy. They suspect that these people are likely to be criminals and in some cases visa overstayers. Number 3. Not having your ID. If the police ever stops you to ask you what are you doing, where are you going, etc., and you don't have your ID, that might cause some trouble because that's their document they use to know who are you, where are you from, etc. So make sure every time you go outside you have your ID. Number 4. Bad clothing or fashionable clothing. Now this is a bit interesting and I'm gonna tell you why. If you dress poorly, first you're gonna look like a homeless, but the police might suspect that you are a robber, a poor person that robs people, that you rob cell phones and the like. But if you dress too fashionable, police might suspect the same thing, that you are sometimes a drug dealer, that you use drugs, which is illegal in Japan, or that you are violent, or that you are a criminal, in short. I'm going to add that having a beard makes you more likely to be stopped by the police. Number 5. Being disruptive. What I mean by this are two things: violence and public drunkenness. If you are shouting in the street, yelling at people, or at a restaurant or something, don't be surprised if people call the police, because that's rare in Japan. Actually, all the videos I've seen about violence in Japan are involving foreigners having fights and 2. Public drunkenness. As you know, as I guess you know, drinking publicly in Japan is legal. People get drunk, they fall on the ground, etc. But if you are drunk and get violent and you start threatening people, well, that's when the police will come in. Number 6. Being noisy. Do you remember many years ago this song? Sorry for party rocking. Well, pal, this is illegal in Japan. If you are having a night party, well, don't be noisy because neighbors are gonna complain to the police and they will come to your house. And you might think, well, this happens everywhere. Yes, but in Japan, they respect the night hours. At night, and actually every hour of the day, they are very silent. They make sure not to bother other people. So that's why they are not noisy at night. And not only that, but also don't be noisy at public transportation or residential areas. Don't go out with with an stereo and play loud music because you're gonna get your ass kicked by the police. Number 7. Carrying a large amount of cash. This is surprising, isn't it? Well, carrying a large amount of cash is not illegal in Japan and I think in any country. Well, except North Korea. I mean, even existing is illegal out there. But if you do this, police might suspect that you are part of an illegal activity because most people just carry the necessary amount of cash for daily operations. Number 8. Loitering at night. In any time, in any place, make sure that you don't look like you are loitering because police might suspect that you are waiting for someone to jump, to rob. Don't stand still at corners for long periods of time at night, because that will make you look suspicious. Number 9. Not being cooperative with the police whenever you are stopped, because that will happen as a foreigner, unless you're white maybe. Whenever that happens, be respectful towards the police. When they ask you something, don't start complaining. Why do you do this? Why do you want to look into my bag? No. Do whatever they want, and don't make light-hearted comments, because a person got into trouble for doing that because the police officers thought that he was being disrespectful. Number 10. Carrying a knife. I'm sure you know this, but in Japan it's illegal to carry a dangerous object such as a knife in public. If you got it in your hand, a lot of people will get scared. But if you got it in your pocket and at the public transportation, if that falls out of your pocket, don't be surprised if they call the police on you. Number 11. Carrying a large bulky bag. Carrying a bag by itself, as you know, is not illegal. A backpack is not illegal either. But if your bag is suspiciously large, bulky, and has not a clear purpose, don't be surprised if the police stops you and asks you, what is that bag for? What are you carrying in that bag? Do you have something in that bag that you don't want us to see? Especially if you look nervous while being questioned about that bag. Don't stutter, or if you are clutching it tightly, well, don't do that, partner, especially if you are carrying a large bag outside of tourist places. Number 12. Uncertainty. Whenever you are stopped or wherever you are, make sure that you have an excuse if a police asks you where are you going or what are you doing. Because if you say, especially in a not tourist area, if you say I'm just walking looking for something to do, police might suspect you. They might think that you are waiting for someone to rob. So have always a clear purpose, or at least a clear excuse, a plausible excuse. Number 13. Frequenting red light districts such as Kabukicho and Shinjuku. Why? Because in this place there's a lot of scammers, more probability of seeing something that you wouldn't expect to see in Japan, which is violent interactions between customers and business owners. This at night. Aggressive promotion of people trying to sell you something, drug dealing, human trafficking, prostitution, and many things. And I forgot to mention the production of illegal porn. If you wander a lot in these places at night in not tourist areas and you don't have a clear purpose, of course you are gonna look 100 suspicious to the police. So prepare, because you are gonna get asked a lot of questions. And remember, these are the advices from El Mano. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See ya! Sayonara!